Okay, Michael. So you're making salmon cakes, right?
Uh-huh.
And this is one of the things that we do with either leftover salmon, if we happen to have it, or if we have a little bit of salmon and we maybe want to stretch it, or maybe we want to have salmon as an appetizer instead of just a main dish. So what do you have here, Michael? What are we looking at?
So I started with the eggs. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice.
Now it's okay to add lemon juice to eggs. It doesn't affect the egg.
Nope.
Would it cook it if you used enough of lemon juice, you think?
It could cook the flesh of the salmon.
Okay.
So I just want to mix this up a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, look, we got a couple lemon seeds in there.
Yeah, I've seen them use it, squeeze it in their hand. All right, so you're just sort of mixing that with the egg. Now, is that an egg yolk or a whole egg?
Whole egg.
Okay. And that's breadcrumbs, right?
Yeah, we got pancos.
Pancos. You prefer those, right? Generally?
Yeah, for this kind of thing, because it doesn't really add any flavor.
Right. But sometimes we don't have breadcrumbs. We just take old bread and toast it up and make breadcrumbs, right?
Yeah. So it's good to have a nice moisture in there that the breadcrumbs will absorb it. That way they're not taking the moisture from the fish.
Ah. Okay. And we have some wild-caught salmon that we got at Trader Joe's.
Yep. And this is raw. So what I'm doing is I'm going to just add the juices.
Oh, wow.
Which is, it's flavor, so why not?
So the egg and the panko are really binders, and so you're adding flavor to the binders.
Yep.
Okay. And what are these other things closer to me that look like?
Those are baked potatoes that got a little scorched on the top. So I'm going to just remove the tops.
And it's not uncommon to put another filler in like a salmon cake or even a fish cake, right? Potatoes is a way of stretching it out.
Yeah, I do this with the haddock sometimes, a leftover haddock. I'll
Right.
add mashed potatoes or whatever.
Yeah, we usually have mashed potatoes with haddock, so it goes right along with it.
Yeah. So they've been in the fridge all night, so they're cool.
Yeah.
So they'll be perfect because they'll be, they're kind of soft and...
Soft and dry because you kind of baked them or boiled them instead of
yeah, they're almost
a wet
like,
technique.
They're almost like they're mashed on the inside already.
Right.
So you'll get some of that texture and then you'll get some chunks too.
So that's about 2 potatoes you're using, right?
Yeah,
if you small potatoes.
Medium to large reds.
Okay. Yeah, that happens to me all the time, Mikey. All right, so you put in the potato in with the panko and the egg.
Yep. I'm gonna add salt and pepper.
Always, right? So don't they say salt or flavor as you go along, so you can have layers of flavor? Is that right? Now we prefer to buy wild-caught salmon.
Yeah.
As opposed to Atlantic salmon.
Yeah.
All Atlantic salmon is farmed salmon.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what I've heard in my nutrition classes.
So this is just some Vidalia onion, small dice. It just adds another layer of flavor.
I know, right? No sweetness, the sweetness of the Vidalia.
So then, just going to mix this one more time.
That almost looks good enough to eat it all by itself without even getting the salmon in there. But of course, I am a potato head, so.
This is something I do from time to time. If I just have a small job and I don't want to dirty another cutting board,
right.
So I use something like this.
Or like the top of a Tupperware.
Yeah.
And that's the top of the Tupperware that the potatoes were in, so you're not even dirtying another dish.
Exactly. I'm going to take the potatoes out of here, put the cakes in there, and let them marinate overnight.
Okay. So what's the next thing you're going to do with that salmon?
I'm going to take the skin off because sometimes they Sometimes they get all the scales, but sometimes they don't.
I'm just going to get in on this so I can learn how to do this. Not that
I don't know if this is going to work with that one.
Oh, yeah. So now Michael has taken the fish.
I'm going to fillet the fish, get the skin off.
Get the skin off. Now, I've seen them, like, put hot water on the skin to help take it off the fish. Is that another way you could do it if you're not don't have your knife skills like you do?
Yeah, you could, or you could put it on a grill and have the grill.
You put skin side down.
Yep, and that just comes right off.
Oh,
because you could do that with this. If you didn't want to do raw salmon, you could grill it or broil it or whatever.
Right, and then just take it right off the skin, right?
Yeah, and you could save these and use it for fish stock or give it to the animals, the dogs and cats.
Well, the dogs always loved it. And yeah, they actually sell that at the dog food place, and it's like $8 for like 2 skins or something. It's ridiculous.
So I did find a pin bone. So what you could do is you feel for them.
You feel with your fingers, right? You go along the spine. Is that how you do it?
Or they're just sticking out of the meat.
Okay.
And usually I don't find any. Or sometimes they're so small that you can eat them and not even know.
Right, you wouldn't even notice. That's why you can eat sardines, right, without...
Yeah, those are a little bit smaller. You could see that they're kind of good size.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want that stuck in my throat, for sure.
No.
And I think that's one of the reasons why people are a little bit weird about making fish, because of things like that, pins and different things. People get nervous. I know when I was growing up, I was like, there was always this like terror that you'd choke on a fish bone or something. It was like a thing. Somebody always had like a story about somebody in their family like choking on a fish bone. So, but actually, fish is so very good for your brain. They say the reason that Cro-Magnon survived and Neanderthal didn't was because Cro-Magnon ate more fish, and they were in the areas where you could get more fish. So it's really brain food. So now you're just sort of chunking it up because you're going to be mixing it in with the...
Yep. Still finding bones. That worked out good because as I was cutting through, it wasn't cutting through the bones, but it was pulling them out of the meat.
Oh, that's good. Now, I know I'm jumping ahead. Are you going to put more like panko on the outside when you...
I would, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could actually dip them in flour first, and then...
Don't you dip them in egg, or no, you don't have to do that?
No, you do flour first, then egg, or buttermilk, or a combination thereof.
Buttermilk. Buttermilk's always good.
The buttermilk is good because it helps the breadcrumbs to adhere to the product better than usually eggs will do.
Yeah, it's not as slippery. It's almost stickier in a way, the buttermilk. Well, it looks good, Mikey.
So what we're going to do is just mix this all up and then let it rest in the refrigerator whole like this.
You cover it with something, right? And that's just to allow the flavors to... Oh, and of course, there's the cat. Because there's salmon, just so you have to show the cat. Yeah. All right. So the next time we see this, you're going to be making it into patties, right? After it, how long would you put it in the fridge? Like you could do it overnight, really.
Overnight,
I guess.
Yep. A couple of hours, the longer the better.
Yeah. So they marry. The flavors marry. Awesome. Thanks, Mikey.
You're welcome.
We'll be back with the next step, I guess. Take care, everyone. All right. So now the next step in the salmon cake. So you have a cover of a mason jar there. What are you doing with that, Mikey?
Well, this is what I use when I make my sausage patties.
Oh.
Right. I take my turkey sausage mix and I put it in there, and I just put this in just to help get it out.
Right. Now, just as a review, this is the salmon, the potato, breadcrumbs,
dill,
egg,
salt and pepper.
Dill, right. You did put dill in it, and I didn't mention that one.
A little lemon juice. And it needed to be a little bit more wet, so I added some buttermilk. So now I'm just firming it up a little bit. And all you do is that. Bam.
Perfect. Now, this is, not, you're not going to actually cook them. You want these to stay in the refrigerator after you mold them, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to just stick them back in there just so that they get nice and firm. And then we'll be able to bread them and fry them.
Awesome.
I always say it's better to have a little bit too much than not enough.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Words to live chubby by. Oh, all right. So the next time you see Mikey, he's going to be frying these up. All right. Thanks, Mikey.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. So these are the salmon cakes. Now they have been in the refrigerator. And you said, Michael, sometimes you can freeze them too if you need them to hold together.
Yeah, you can freeze them now if the fish wasn't frozen before.
Oh, okay.
This was. So
this was, right.
That.
Okay. So he's putting it in
flour.
Flour
just
first.
Flour. There's enough seasoning in there. You don't have to season.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about seasoned flour. If you were going to put any season in there, what would you put? Maybe dill?
Dill, but it's in there.
It's already in there, yeah. So you can see how delicate these are.
It's just easy to just do it with your hands.
Yeah, you have to be very... Don't try that at home, guys. All right. So it was flour, liquid, whether it's egg or, in this case, buttermilk, and then a little bit more. We're running out of panko, which is okay because we have, if we don't have panko, we use regular, we just make our breadcrumbs. Because we always take, anytime we have bread that's like at the end and we get a new bread, we put it in the freezer. And then if Michael goes in there, takes all the bread, puts it in the oven, toasts it up, and there we go. All right, that's looking good, Mikey. So now Mikey's gonna he's gonna fry them. So now we're getting a taste. Oh, it's so crispy. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. Now, let me, oh wow, look at that. It's all cooked. Deliciousness. And this is a remoulade that he made with some sour cream, some pickles, some
ketchup,
and is that
sriracha?
it? Oh, sriracha, yes.
However you pronounce it.
Sriracha. Okay.
Capers.
And capers, right. A lot of times Michael will make his own mayonnaise, but we didn't have time tonight. Oh, let me taste this. Delicious, Mikey.